this is Mentor Tooba. I am going to discuss a very interesting PgMP scenario in this video. The scenario this time is related to the program decision-making rights, which is a very tricky area in the exam. This topic belongs to the program governance domain. Let's have a look at the scenario first, and then we are going to discuss the option choices in detail. During the delivery phase of your program, you have planned to start a component and had already done the necessary communications in order to secure the resources for this component. The component is due to start soon, and you still haven't received all the required resources. What is your best course of action in response to the delay in getting the resources? Option A, escalate to the portfolio manager. Option B, escalate to sponsor. Option C, escalate to change control board. And option D, escalate to functional manager. So this is like a classic use case, which happens in real life projects and program as well, where the committed resources are not available to the projects and programs, and that actually delays the commencement or the delivery of those components and the programs. So we have the same situation over here. Let's first check the important terminologies in this regard that we need to focus while answering this question. So you are starting a component, which is a project within a program, and you already have the resource allocation because you are done with the necessary communications to secure the resources for this component, right? So the necessary communications would include the communication that you need to do with the sponsors, the steering committee, and maybe with the functional managers as well, right? Because the necessary communication means like everybody who is involved in that resource allocation and assignment process should be included, which is sponsors, steering committee, and functional managers, right? And now the component is about to start and you still haven't received the resources, right? So the problem statement is that you, although the necessary communications have been done, but still the resources are not onboarded and you are delayed because of that. And as your component is delayed because of that, so most likely your program is also going to get delayed because of that, right? So it's a bigger problem than probably it is seen over here. So what is your best course of action? Of course, without seeing the option choices, we know that some kind of escalation is needed because there is a delay in this component, which is most likely going to impact the program deliveries and program timely completion as well. Option A, escalate to portfolio manager. Portfolio management related escalation is definitely not the first level of escalation in this case because it's a resource related matter, and resource related matter is expected to be done within the program hierarchy, not at the portfolio management level. And even if it is expected to be done at the portfolio level, this is going to be probably the third level escalation, not the first level escalation. So of course, option A is not the very next thing to do or the best course of action. Option B, escalate to sponsor. Now, escalation to a sponsor is a good choice over here. Why? Because, like I said, that as a program manager, you are already done with the necessary communication for that resource already with every relevant party, right? And you still haven't received that. So we should be knowing the role of important governance related roles in the program. Sponsor is one of them, and the sponsor is the ultimate accountable person. The ultimate role and responsibility of a sponsor in the program is, first of all, he is as accountable person, he is owning the program, its success and its efficient delivery. This role also owns the resources and arranges the resources of course, the sponsor is the financial caretaker of the program as well. He arranges the finances and the different financial frameworks and resources. So, and of course, the sponsor has other responsibilities as well. He is also responsible to ensure the strategic alignment and the strategic alliance with different other programs and different other executive management level. So he has multiple roles and responsibilities, but with respect to the resources particularly, the sponsor is the ultimate go-to person if program manager struggles with the arrangement of the resources which are allocated to the program already, right? So if allocation of the resources are done by the sponsor as part of some steering committees, and still the program manager is not able to secure those resources, then the very next person he should be going to is the sponsor to let him know that I had your approval, but still I'm not able to get the resources even after doing the necessary communications with the functional manager and the different team members at across functional level. So sponsor is a good option, but let's check the other choices as well. Escalate to change control board, which is option C. Of course, option C is the wrong choice in this capacity, because change control board, although it's an important role in a program, but change control board has a very different responsibility. Change control board is responsible to take care of the changes related to scope, schedule, budget, and maybe resources as well. But this is not a change. This is like the onboarding of the resources which are already approved and allocated to the program by the governance body. So of course, this escalation is not going to be at the CCP level. So option C is out. Option D, escalate to functional manager. So when I posted this question on my regular Thursday PgMP post, option D was the choice most of the people inclined to, by saying that as this is a resource related matter, and if the resources are not timely available to the program manager, then the program manager should be escalating this matter to the functional manager or to the different functional managers, right? I agree to this, but I partially agree to this, because functional manager, although I agree that when it comes to the resource related matters, it's a functional manager who is accountable for different resources. And as I mentioned that multiple times in my previous videos as well, that in the PMI mindset, while attempting the PMI related exams, you are expected to assume the metrics level of organizational structure in the exam related to the resource assignments and allocations and availability, capability, capacity, etc. So I know this, and in that capacity, yes, after getting the approval for those resources, the program manager is expected to contact the respective functional managers for securing the resources. But if you carefully read the question is clearly saying that the program manager is already done with the necessary communications in order to secure the resources for this component. So he's already tried out at his level, speaking to the necessary people involved in this process, and still he is struggling to get the resources which are required for the program, and the component is delayed because of that, and accordingly the like the different other components and maybe the overall program is also going to be impacted because of that, right? So escalation to functional manager at this level probably is going to be a very administrative step. It's not going to be, I would say, it's not going to resolve the cause of the problem, right? The cause of the problem is that the resources are delayed. The program manager is not getting the resources, and because of that that event or that situation, the component is getting delayed as well, which is, and this probably is a smaller problem, which is actually pointing towards a bigger problem, which is a program level impact and delays and probably other thing as well because of that. So if the matter is of that severity level, most likely in this situation, most likely the program manager is already done with that level of communication with the functional manager already, and functional manager probably is not collaborating or is probably not cooperating with him. And this requires a further level escalation, which actually creates an impact and a solution to this problem. So between B and D, although like people would be like more tempted to go with option B, D by saying that as it is a resource related matter, so it should be directed towards functional manager. I agree. But as per the context of this question, option D is already done. And it didn't prove out to be helpful. So option B is the very right thing to do. Or is the best course of action, is a more strategic step rather rather just a regular follow-up or check-in with someone. It's like something which is going to be very timely. It's going to be very impactful because sponsor, like I said, in his role, is responsible to make sure that if the resources are delayed or not timely available, and that's impacting the program strategic objectives, then sponsor should intervene. Sponsor in his role and responsibility should intervene. Maybe someone would say that, are we going to like not sponsor for every other kind of situation? And if this is the case, then what is the real contribution of program manager if program manager like has to escalate everything to the sponsor with respect to resources? It's not everything, right? The component is due to start soon, and it's a very disturbing thing that if a component is due and the resources are not onboarded, right? It's a very upsetting situation in the real life program. And in this case, some strategic level intervention is needed. And that level of intervention, as per the roles and responsibilities in the governance capacity, is sponsors. So not functional managers. And even if you are going to like just knock functional manager again and again, probably that's the like I said, the root cause is not going to be eliminated. Maybe you are just going to do something which you already have tried out and it didn't work. So option B is going to be the best course of action. Maybe option D, yes and no, but option B is definitely going to be helpful because sponsor has that organizational level say and authority which he could apply to get that matter sorted, and that would solve everything else related to that. So option B is the right thing to do. If you have any cross questions or if you have any confusions, and if you're still not aligned, please let me know, and do share your understanding in that regard so that I could try to further explain and probably I could try to explain in a different way related to your query. I will be back with the explanation of another PgMP scenario very soon. Till then, take care. Goodbye.